Such a great feeling, having camp all set up, ready to go, ready to camp. Your shelter is ready, sir. And again, I am expecting rain, this time in about, I believe, 20 minutes. Yeah, again, I have to sleep with the outer shell over it. But I have something new. Well, two things are new today, and one thing is this. I got a new sleeping bag. Well, actually, technically speaking, this is not a sleeping bag, but it's a quilt. And that's pretty much just a glorified blanket with something to put your feet in, like a feet holder. And it is by the brand called Ice Flame. It is, well, if you know, you know, but it's one of the cheaper quilts that you can get online. I believe I paid like 190 euros for it. And I added the extra down. The down is the insulation material in the sleeping bag. And I think the comfort rating with this quilt, if you combine it with a good sleeping system, and mine, yeah, they're not the most comfiest, but I guess my R rating is at about 4. And well, if you have a good sleeping system overall, then this quilt can go to, I believe, like minus something, -5 maybe even, or -9. Well, I'm just pulling numbers out my ass, but anyways, here it is, quilt. Look, your feet, they go in here. That's the sort of like a normal sleeping bag. But then it's open like a blanket, and you put these straps, you put them underneath your sleeping mats. Because if you look at it like this, just imagine if you're laying in a sleeping bag and there's a little bit of open space here. Cold air will just like come in, like seep in right here. So these straps, if you have it underneath your bed, then if you want to turn around and this thing wants to lift up, it cannot, or at least way less than when you don't have these straps on. Now you see? Less of an air gap, and that's the term, less, because the biggest issue with these things is that you will always get air seeping in. So yeah, downsides and upsides, but the point is there's way more freedom in one of these quilts. You're not like confined in this mummy space. You have freedom to move around in your sleep. And this night I believe it's going to 11 degrees at night, so I'm probably gonna be way too warm in this thing. But that's also a test, like, can I use this in summer? And here is the second thing that is new to me for this trip, and it is a firebox. It's pretty much just a tiny barbecue. Yeah, it's pretty much this size, and you can create a little fire in here, and then you have heat to cook. And I actually didn't want to use it here because I'm scared that someone will smell my campfire, or campfire is a big word, but my small fire that I will make in this tiny thing, and then call someone, and then someone comes here, and those fines if you make fire in a forest, even though it's wet, it's like, it has been raining quite a bit lately, so there is not real fire danger right now. But I think if someone catches you making a fire out here in nowhere, yeah, if they, I think they will give you a fine, and those fines ain't cheap. I think like multiple hundreds of euros. So I don't know, but I didn't want to go to Germany, so here I am making a fire in my local forest. We'll see how it turns out. But yeah, there it is. Tiny, compact, easy to carry. It is light, and then you put your pan on, fire underneath, heating it up. Let's hope it will work. And this is my fire bag. I have brought some things to make a decent fire in here, that's for sure. I got Kindle, which is not my fuel. It's just to get it going, and I brought way too many. But no, the actual fuel is this. And it's not charcoal. It is not bamboo, coconut. It's coconut, dried coconut shells, and this is supposed to smell less and smoke less, so more stealthy. If it's gonna be a success, I don't know, and yes, your fingers will get dirty using this, that's for sure. Alright, so now the question is, I put 3 of those coals in. They seem quite hot, and yeah, well, the coals itself, you know, the coconut ones, they are lit. So yeah, I'm hoping there's enough heat in here to actually heat up this pan. And well, this is all just one big experiment. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. It was nice having a fire. And now that the fire is not flamey anymore, the flames have gone, the smell also is almost disappearing. So that, I was kind of hoping for that. Like in the beginning, yeah, smoke, people can smell it, but once you are actually cooking on the coals, the smell will decrease. And oh yeah, I say that, but I do still smell something. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But okay, for dinner, just gonna be lazy. I guess we all know these, right? Well, if you live in Holland, you definitely know these. Just a pack of cut vegetables. You don't need to cut anything. Tomorrow morning I do have a breakfast, which I do have to cut. So, you know, I am gonna be cooking. But for now, just this. Also gonna cook some chicken. That's this bit right here. Make a little chicken burger, hopefully. And of course, to finish it off, avocado. I'm not really sure if there's gonna be enough heat. Don't know. Nope, this is not working. Not enough heat. We need more heat. Okay, so now there's an open flame. And now there's heat. Ooh, a lot of heat. Maybe it's time to find some firewood. That would be a cool idea, maybe. Let's get some firewood. You do really smell the smoke. Like even if standing there, you like this whole thing is just lit up with the smell of my campfire. So yeah, I don't know. But there's heat. We're cooking. If it looks stupid, but it works. It ain't stupid. Chicken burger. I'm having so much fun just attending to this fire and making sure the heat is still there. Periodically going to, you know, search my own firewood. Although firewood is a big word, it's just twigs. But yeah, finding dry twigs. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun, but the smell. Yeah, I don't know. People are smelling this, and maybe tonight I will get away with it. But if I keep doing this every time I go wild camping, someone will notice, and I will get sent away, and probably I will get a fine. We'll see. It's a lot of fun though. It's really cool. Look what's coming. This is what's coming, and it's gonna be arriving in the next 15-20 minutes. So yeah, and then it's gone, luckily, for the whole night. But it's gonna be quite heavy rain. So yeah, 15-20 minutes I gotta be prepared. I think I'm gonna prepare my tent already, just so that when it starts raining, I won't be completely wet and caught out in the rain. Oh, that's funny. You do leave some scorched earth, which is, yeah, it's hot. That's something to think about. That's gonna any second now. I can really like feel the rain coming. It's getting darker all of a sudden. It's coming. And boom, there she is. Dinner. And that was one of the most fun dinners I ever made. Probably not the tastiest, but hey, that looks pretty good for a camping meal. You know, you got your avocado, you got some chicken burger, and some veggies. And that hits the spot. Oh yeah. No, thank you. I'm not really sure if this is the solution, but I wanted to get a bit more line in there. Because if I have one complaint with this tent, and maybe now I don't have it anymore, but it's that when it rains, you cannot have these things like half open. It is just all the way closed or all the way open. And if you have it all the way open, the corners get wet. But I guess this is a good solution. You just somehow tie a knot in there and then put it to the ground, and then yeah, you have a bit of open space, some air, because yeah, it is raining, but it's more like just drizzling a tiny bit. So I don't want to sit in a closed tent. I want to be looking out to the forest, you know. So I think this is kind of a good solution. It will get wet here, but it was gonna get wet anyway, so it is what it is. But now, because I forgot my dark chocolate, I'm gonna snack on some cheese. And please don't start raining harder. I was just about to eat some cheese. I also got a new knife, by the way. It's small, but good grip, cheap, less than 10 euros. Just eating some cheese in the forest. It is what it is. I know, all of a sudden it's dark again. I should have filmed more, but to be honest, I didn't do much after cooking dinner and eating it, so not much to film, I guess. But yeah, my sleeping system, it's all set up. So to begin with, we got the nice quilt, then we got a pillow. Maybe one day I will switch to a less bulky one, but for now this is just so comfortable. I like it. And yeah, I didn't want to touch my bare skin with this sort of plasticky material, so yeah, I put my fleece, like I mentioned before, around the pad with this strap. And well, maybe it will move, maybe it won't, but there's only one way to find out. And that is by sleeping. Good night. Good morning. That's my alarm. It was a good timing because I didn't time it like this. And I didn't think I would need my alarm. I guess I do, but yeah. It was a rainy night. Very, very rainy. And turns out it's kind of tough to sleep in the rain when you're sleeping in a tent because it makes noise. It was a noisy night, and one funny thing is happening at the moment, is developing. All under here is a puddle of water. Look, if I press here, you can see it. Look, you see the rimples? Like there is, well, I would say half a centimeter of water. You see? Boom, it's all over here. But, strangely, my tent inside is still dry. Although I do feel like if I'm gonna sit down and move here, I'm gonna, you know, the moisture will get in the tent, so I don't know. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna see how much water comes out there. Here we go. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, I'm gonna deal with this and figure something out. And then I guess it's time for breakfast. On a live fire again. This sleeping bag, by the way. Oh, it's so comfy. But yeah, more on that later. Well, I guess this was the solution. I just had to move the tent and move the water from the whatever ground sheet. And now the water is gone, because I do believe that if I let the water stay in the tent, I don't know, I think it would have eventually seeped through if I start like moving around in it. So, but yeah, wasn't that much effort, and now we're dry. It took me less than 10 minutes, and I'm confident that I won't get a wet bum now, which is good. But okay, breakfast time. 2 eggs. They haven't been broken yet, that's good. Veggies, some broccoli and some mushrooms, and then we got some butter and cheese. Nog niet. You know, I was afraid that I wasn't gonna have enough fuel because, yeah, it rained literally all night, so any wood that I could find was just soaked in water. But right now, you see I'm already eating my dinner and, well, it's cooked. And a golden tip, butter makes everything taste good. Simple as that. That was a good breakfast. But yeah, coming back to the sleeping bag, it was so comfortable, and I don't understand because at the coldest it went to 10 degrees, I believe, during the night, and I was never too warm or never too cold. It was always just complete comfort. How does that work? I just don't understand. And in the morning when the sun hit the tent, it was way warmer in the tent. I noticed it, and I was still completely comfortable. Not too warm, not too cold. Like, how will it perform when the weather actually goes to around 0, like 1 degrees, 2 degrees maybe? Will it still be comfortable? I mean, I was only sleeping in my underwear. I wasn't sleeping in thermal clothing, so I don't know. And also, I was worried that the inside was going to be too synthetic. That it was gonna be annoying to sleep in, but it's the opposite. This material somehow it's really synthetic as but somehow it feels natural on the skin when you're sleeping. Don't know. I just pleasantly surprised. Good sleeping bag. But okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna pack up camp. Again with a wet tent, but it's gonna rain in about half an hour to 40 minutes, so I want to be home before the rain starts. And well, I think it was a success. The sleeping bag, it's a good sleeping bag. The cooking system, it works. It's a bit smelly, a bit noisy, but other than that, I loved it. I loved cooking on yeah, wildfire. It's not really wildfire, but real fire. It was very cool. Very interesting to do that. And next time I won't forget my pure chocolate. I think I'm addicted to pure chocolate. I just need it. I need it in my life. But okay, thank you guys for watching. See you on the next video. Peace.